So why another book on reading? Reading for the Love of God is about more than just how to read. It's about reading as a spiritual practice. Most people today don't recognize that reading is not a mere hobby. It's not only meant for a classroom. It's not for self-fulfillment or self-improvement, but reading can be a spiritual discipline. We are called to be people of the book, and reading is a resource that actually trains our imagination to make more room, to increase our capacity for love. As Augustine writes, the more that we practice this humility before the text, the more that we practice certain virtues in how we read, the way the early church tradition shows us how to, the more we can read things like great literature, poetry, and even stand before beautiful art, stand before creation, and read the world in a different way. So reading for the love of God has multiple meanings hidden within the title. You are reading towards the end, which is the love of God. You are reading as a practice that loves God. You love God through the way that you read. And then for the love of God, read. So it has a lot of different meanings within the title itself. I'm hopeful that people will, maybe they've picked up the Scandal of Holiness before and they saw, okay, this is what you read, and maybe there's an apology for why we read, because we read in order to increase our imagination's capacity for understanding holiness and for helping transform us, reading as a resource in that process. And like Eugene Peterson, I may only have one sermon, and this sermon is continuing in Reading for the Love of God, and now it's a how-to. So there's a what and a why, and then there's also a how. And of course, I didn't leave out the how all the way out of Scandal of Holiness, but nor did I leave out the what or the why in Reading for the Love of God. So they can be taken on their own, but I'm also hopeful that people who love the Scandal of Holiness then pick up Reading for the Love of God, or vice versa. They pick up Reading for the Love of God and then turn back to the Scandal of Holiness.